Hello friends, welcome back to another video. Again, if you're new coming in and you're not familiar with the channel, I am Emily, otherwise known as Shamanism. You can call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner. Hi, glad to have you here. And if you're coming back, thank you so much for being here again. It's really good to see you and have you here. I thought I would do somewhat of a follow-up to my happiness video and speak about this particular subject. I've discovered one of the keys, I guess you could say. It's not like this is not a secret or anything. I don't want to seem like I'm keeping this behind some kind of wall. No. If you're an artist or a creator of any variety like me, what I've discovered is really simple, and I will just share that because that's really the whole point. I came across something really neat, a discovery, you could say, the other day whilst in the process of creation. And so I wanted to put this out here for all of you creators out there, whether you create art or music or anything else that falls under the umbrella of creation, then I invite you to think about this. So something that I discovered, very much happily discovered, I might add, is something that I have learned through the process of creating these videos here on YouTube and other creations as well, even with my painting or my drawings or anything else that I do. I used to think that, I don't know if this will make sense, this was my brain at the time. I used to think that if you got consistent about creating, and this is to some degree true, that your creations would consistently improve. Also, I want to add though, that there's another tweak to that. And I think I may have spoken about this in another video. If not, it's on my list of videos to cover in the future, soon, I hope. It's that the key really to joyful creation I found is to create when you are the happiest. The reason that I wanted to specifically say that and not beat around the bush about, oh, what is the big deal of this video, is because it's so powerful. Once you realize that truly and really and sincerely, whatever it is that you create, when you create from a place of happiness and feeling content and feeling calm in your body, feeling that peace, those creations will, without a shadow of a doubt, be the most impactful things that you create. Perhaps it's a key to flow state. And actually, if you want to get really funky about this subject, happiness is actually, well, not happiness specifically, play specifically, is wisdom from trees. And if you're like, what do you mean that play is wisdom from the trees? I have an acquaintance friend through the online spaces who is very well connected to the trees. And I myself am not specifically connected to trees or anything, sort of just generally connected with nature, animals, and sometimes it is trees. At any rate, one of the pieces of wisdom that most recently came from these extremely, and I want to emphasize this, they were extremely ancient trees, was that one of the ancient secrets or ancient keys or whatever to happiness is play. One of the keys to like enjoying your life and growing and expanding into whatever version of you is meant to live on this planet and live out your highest, best version. One of the ways you can help to just unlock your life is through play. And when I heard that, I genuinely cried because it made such an emotional impact on me. I've always been somewhat childlike in the way that I interact in the world, or more youthful than my age or whatever would potentially indicate. When people found out about my age, they were always like, no way, BS, you can't be that old. And I'd be like, I am though. So at any rate, the point of saying that is that what are kids good at? Playing. And that's one of the reasons that my inner child was always very active and is now sort of a vital part of keeping me sane. Because if it weren't for her and it weren't for play, guys, this channel, I don't know what it would be. So understand that. And this is a point which one of my mentors recently shared, which is so important. Before you create anything, if you're going to create something, before you create, sit down, or not necessarily has to be sitting down. It can be whatever it is that gets you into a calm, happy, centered place. Then create. And I really invite you to try this because, again, the potency of your creations when you create from a place of joy is exponentially larger than it would be even if you create from a place of just pure love, actually. From pure love and or pure happiness and joy, your creation will exude it. And what's really amazing and I think beautiful about being humans is that we can receive that from let's say observing the art or hearing the piece of music. We are really big sponges, which is also why I often tell you guys to be careful to pay attention to what you're listening to and what you're watching, what you engage with, all your senses, what you're feeding yourself, everything, because every little bit matters. And again, to that end, if you're on the online space and you're a content creator or you're an artist in any way, shape, or form, and you're wanting to get your messages, your themes, your things out there to people, then one of the most effective ways, and something which I think is largely untalked about and whatever, is being happy and taking care of your energy first and foremost before you create. Because what a lot of us can get into the habit of doing is simply consistently creating, which is good. However, I invite you to sort of, again, center and ground and become happy first, which really leads me to think that I really do need to read this book, The Happiness Advantage. So let's all read along. Maybe this will turn into a book club in the future. Hey, who knows? Meanwhile, I say that jokingly because there's many times these days that I've been reading through some books, a bunch of different books, and they all have something to offer, and it's amazing. So actually, in point of fact, to close out this video, let's do a quick divination for the day and see what Spirit would like us all to focus on or know for today. What would benefit all of us in this moment? I'm going to use my old favorite. It's very much new. I haven't even read through it yet. That's why I like using it, because I don't actually know what's really in here. This is a book which was suggested to me by a mentor, Victor Odo, and or Aaron Dowdy. I don't remember which of them suggested it. Either way, I think it was Victor, though. It's kind of more his vibe. And at any rate, what we will do for the day is just open her up to a page and let the universe tell us what we should focus on or what we need to know for the day. So without further ado, opening up to receive the energies that would most benefit the collective that will be finding this message. What do they need to know? What is important for them to know or to bear in mind for today whenever they are seeing this video? And it is page 86. This one's nice. Oh my gosh! I can't make this up. I'm going to turn it around so you guys can see for a minute. Do you see that? Do you know what it says? Probably not yet. Maybe you do. Maybe you paused your video. The first line of this little bit of prose says, happiness is not. That's so crazy considering my last video was on happiness and that this video is on being happy before you create things. Wow. Okay. So the passage for all of us to bear in mind or to know, to be aware of today is that happiness is not perfection, control, or determined by external events and people. Happiness is a product of your perception and inner balance. When you define your own energy, you bring harmony with you wherever you go. That is shockingly poignant and perfect to end this message on. Wow. Happiness is not perfection, control, or determined by external events or people. Happiness is a product of your perception and inner balance. When you define your own energy, you bring harmony with you wherever you go. What a beautiful way to end this on. So have a beautiful and a blessed rest of your day or night. If you do know anyone who would benefit from hearing this video, please do share it with them. Subscribe, as that really helps me to get the message out there to those folks who need to hear it. And last but not least, if you, my beautiful spirit soul, need any support or coaching, please don't hesitate to reach out at this email address, where it would be my genuine pleasure to serve you in whatever way I can, particularly health, as that's my specialty. Have a beautiful and blessed rest of your day or night, and I will see you, gorgeous cats, in the next one. Namaste and much love. Stay healthy. Bye. But when you create from a place of happiness and feeling content and feeling calm in your body, feeling that peace, those creations will, without a shadow of a doubt, be the most impactful things that you create. Before you create anything, sit down, gets you into a calm, happy, centered place. Then create. The potency of your creations when you create from a place of joy is exponentially larger. It's so powerful.